morning and welcome to the Bethlehem Broadcasting Company for a very special show.
As you can see tonight, we've decided to swap our comfort of our regular studio for this lowly stable here in the middle of Bethlehem.
That's right, because something happened on this very spot right here. Who can forget when Jesus was put in this stable? Tonight, we will tell you about that wonderful night. And to help us celebrate his birth and the hope and love that he brings, we are joined by an exciting lineup of celebrities all ready to dance for us. But first, three people who our dancers must impress this evening. Let's meet the judges.
He carried the whole show, or at least he carried Mary. It's the donkey. No stranger to a full house, so please welcome the innkeeper's wife. And finally, it's Caesar.
Well, it may be cold outside, but in here it's time to turn up the heat and go dancing!
So please put your hands together for the story that will make history.
The story we will be talking about for a long time.
Make some noise for the stars of Lights, Camel, Action!
Let's take our story right back to the beginning and talk to the townsfolk of Nazareth. Incredible terrorism. Can you remind us how it began?
I remember as if it were yesterday. We were all minding our own business in Nazareth when Caesar over there sent out one of his famous decrees.
Well, we all know about this, don't we? And what did it say?
We were all told that we had to travel to the place to register for our census. Isn't that right?
That's right, to the place of our birth.
Of course he couldn't have been born just down the road, could he? Oh no, 168 miles we had to travel. 168 miles. It played havoc with my bunions, I can tell you.
168 miles. Wow, that's a long journey.
That's right, and it wasn't easy either. There were all sorts of people on the road. Oh, what's a life?
I saw one woman who was heavily pregnant. I remember saying to my husband, I wouldn't like to be travelling all that way expecting a baby. Isn't that what I said?
You did. You said, I wouldn't like to be travelling all that way expecting a baby.
Well, I hope your feet has recovered so you can dance for the judges.
Dancing a line dance, the people of Nazareth. Great dancing.
Let's find out how we go down with our judges.
Innkeeper's wife, what an opener to the show.
What can I say? That was fantastic. I love the way you all moved together so well. A great dance to open the celebration.
Okay, what did you think?
Well, you got great rhythm and I love the sharpness of your footwork, but I'd like to have seen
receive a little more affection, especially from you in the front.
Caesar, can you tell us what you thought?
Well, darlings, it was controlled. Your moves were together and it worked well as an ensemble performance. I thought it was terrific.
That is brilliant. Are you happy with the judges' comments?
I'm so happy to hear comments like that. Makes it all worthwhile.
Fantastic! Well, even though we're just going for fun this evening, let's hope the marks of our first set of scores are good ones.
Judges, can we have your score, please?
5, 9, 7.
Well, we're very lucky to have 2 special guests in this audience tonight.
They were on that long journey to Bethlehem.
And of course, our story properly begins with them.
Please welcome Joseph and Mary.
Mary, you're looking wonderful.
It's been an extraordinary time, hasn't it?
Yes, it has. It all started when Gabriel the angel came to visit me and told me that I've been chosen to carry God's son.
That must be a shock for you.
It was. I mean, I'm just an ordinary girl. But to be chosen for something like that, well, it's amazing.
On the journey to Bethlehem, and of course you was heavily pregnant by then, weren't you, Mary?
That's right, I was due any day, but we really didn't have a choice.
When Caesar disagrees something, you just have to get and do it, don't you?
Oh yes, you mustn't dispute Caesar!
Well, you're both looking very fresh now, not too many sleepless nights, I hope.
Oh no, he's very good, really. Just was great talking to you.
But now, on with the show. Next up, we have a triple act for you.
That's right. From the east, the Camel.
Now you've travelled a long time, but it's not the first time, is it?
It don't be eaten.
I remember we were relaxing in the desert when we were approached by 3 important-looking men.
They told us a baby will born soon. Then bound down to eat the new baby.
They had gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh to give to the newborn king. So they asked the cliff we'd mind if they rode us.
The desert was getting pretty boring, so why not?
We have a little surprise for you this evening.
You haven't seen each other for ages.
Say hello to your old friends, the 3 wise men.
It's in the Camel Funk and the Camels and the Wise Men.
We can be the moon in the heat of the day. Funky camels, funky camels. Get us in the tune and we'll still find our way. The funky camels, the funky camels. And you, and your whole family got the fun.
I enjoyed that. We were all dancing over here, weren't we?
Yes, we were, certainly, but it's over to our judges.
I thought it was appalling. You were all over the place. Darlings, legs, humps, hooves, flying around with no sense of timing whatsoever. You got all the coordination with a bucket of frogs.
Oh dear. That's a bit harsh, isn't it, Caesar?
Donkey, what do you think?
He's always so original. I loved it. The dance was all about having a good time. He certainly put the fun into funk.
That's more like it. Innkeepers' wife, what did you think?
I agree with Donkey. Never mind the bucket of frogs. It was fun, fresh and funky.
Judges, could we have your score, please?
2, 8, 10.
The action wasn't just happening on the road that night.
Certainly not.
High up in the hill, some shepherds were minding their own business, watching their sheep happily grazing.
All was quiet when suddenly the sky was filled with angels singing and dancing.
And we're delighted that they've agreed to perform this dance again for us this evening. Dancing for us, a group of angels.
I bet our judges are going to be pleased with that.
Caesar, what do you think?
For once, I'm almost speechless. It was completely captivating and it flew beautifully. I love the extension and the footwork was wonderful. You all look gorgeous.
Well, you don't often get praise like that from Caesar.
Innkeepers' life, what do you think?
I agree. Ballet is dancing in its most beautiful form, and I've never seen it more elegantly performed.
And Donkey?
There's only one word for it, heavenly.
Wow, that's great!
Judges, could we have your scores, please? 10, 8, 9.
Thank you so much, the angels, everybody. Of course, the angels weren't just dancing for fun that night. No, indeed, they had a very important message to deliver. Who better to tell us than the shepherds? Tell us a little bit about what happened that night.
And we were sitting on the hillside watching our flock,
Pretty much a normal evening, really.
feeding sheep, counting sheep.
Watching sheep. Our line of work is pretty much sheep related.
I see, but something out of the ordinary happened that night, didn't it?
Oh yes, we fed the sheep,
Counted sheep.
washed.
The sheep.
When all of a sudden the sky was filled with the most amazing light.
Angels singing everywhere. It was amazing.
What were they saying?
They were telling us to travel to Bethlehem, where
We weren't sure at first, to be honest.
But the English were quite persuasive. So we checked to see that we're all okay, and then we set off for Bethlehem. Excellent experience.
And let's hope you can dance for us tonight.
Dancing the shepherd's hay, the shepherds and their sheep.
Going to dust our watering keep, 10 o'clock, the sexy sheep. He is hard enough to run, by one we count the herd. A shepherd's work is never done, for naughty sheep are having fun. High and low we want to run, by one we count the herd.
Let's go straight to the judges.
Donkey, what do you think?
Well, you weren't the most elegant dancers we've seen this evening, but it was fun and I liked it.
Lisa, what do you think?
Well, you looked a little out of your comfort zones today. Awkward and clumsy. Don't give up the day jobs.
Oh dear. And do you agree with that, Innkeeper's wife?
I certainly do not. I think it had a real rustic charm. I loved all the bells and all the young men leaping around. It was great.
It's time for the scores.
Can we have your scores?
1, 9, 8.
To call our next dancer a celebrity doesn't do her justice. To say she is famous is an understatement.
To describe her as a star is, well, she is a star.
Please give a warm welcome to the Star of Bethlehem.
Star, could you shed some light on your part in this story?
It was my job to guide the wise men to the place where baby Jesus was to be born.
How did you do that?
Basically, I shone really brightly, as bright as I possibly could.
I see.
Right over the stable so that everyone could see me. Great. Are you ready to dance for us this evening? Oh yes, definitely. Dancing disco. It's the Star of Bethlehem.
Look to the sky, it's coming down. Just lift it up and come around. Come now, my people king. Follow me to Bethlehem. Oh, she is the star. She will lead you right to him wherever you
are by nature.
Judges, you must be impressed with that.
That was so grooving. I can stop my hooves from moving. Just go to the max. Eat all. I'm completely with you, Donkey. Foot tapping, jive talking, fun. And see today we asked. Disco fever, darling. Give me big hit and some glitter. I'm away to swim. The funky chicken. You can hustle me at the bus stop anytime. That was a hit all round.
Could we have your scores, please?
10, 8, 9.
When Mary and Joseph reached Bethlehem, they needed a place to stay.
Not an easy thing to do in a town packed with newly arrived visitors.
If you need somewhere to stay, who do you call?
Welcome the Innkeepers.
So it's a pretty busy time for you, I understand.
The place was absolutely heaving. There's a lot of people, rich and poor. So our feet we were. Lost the money. We had to turn people away.
That all sounds really hectic, but I hope you're ready because it's our last dance for the evening.
It's in the tango, the Innkeepers of Bethlehem.
Me too, but it's our judges who count. Let's find out what they thought. Well, I had to declare an interest here as my husband was one of the dancers. I thought you were fabulous, honey. Well, I'm a big fan of the tango, but I'm afraid that had all the passion of a wet fish in a paper bag. Sorry, but the only bit I really enjoyed is when it stopped. I don't agree at all. The way you move, you literally swept your partners around the floor.
Judges, could we have your score, please?
1, 9, 8.
But there was one special couple who had real trouble finding anywhere to stay, wasn't there? Can you tell us about that?
That's right. Mary and Joseph arrived quite late in the evening, and they had already tried everywhere else. I didn't have rooms left either, but I felt so sorry for them that I said if they didn't mind, they could stay right here in my stable. And that was just the start of a remarkable night, wasn't it?
Oh yes, they raided about just after the nick of time. Mary's baby was born just after when I settled them in.
And you had even more visitors after that, didn't you?
Yes, it was as if my humble stable had become the biggest attraction in Bethlehem. The 3 wise men turned up asking to see the newborn king. They looked very fine and brought gifts with them. And soon after that, the shepherds arrived looking for the baby saviour. We were wondering what was going on. All this fuss about a little baby. But of course, that little baby is the real reason we are all here tonight.
The news of his birth is spreading fast.
His name is Jesus.
and He will bring God's love to all of us.
Well, we hope you have enjoyed this evening. It's been incredible for us. But it really is just the beginning. Jesus' presence will be felt on earth for thousands of years.
He will change our lives forever.
Thank you for joining us tonight. Let's celebrate the birth of baby Jesus together with one more dance. The moves are very simple and we hope that you all join in.